Let's say I'm doing native file review and we have the need to redact the document. This menu bar at the top contains all of my redactions and highlighting options. In addition to the standard yellow, I can use any of these colors that are shown in my color palette. I'll choose a blue highlight. Next, I want to draw a redaction on this image. Relativity has several redaction options and I'll choose each of them for this document. I'll put a black redaction across the page, and notice I have transparency that I can see the text behind it. I will add a text redaction, and you'll notice that we have a list of pre-configured terms that you can set up for your reviewers. Unicode on this label as well. Otherwise, I can click Edit and create some custom text. Let's say our font is either too small or too large. We can resize it right here. Next, I want to hide the address information at the bottom of this document, but I don't want it to show the borders when I produce it. So I'll use our white borderless redaction. I can also select specific redactions, or I can select them all and change the location on the page. Now let's jump a couple pages. Here I have a document that I want to do an inverse redaction. I want to redact everything except for the first paragraph on this document. Now I'm going to jump to the last page of this document. And I want to redact the whole page of this document. But I'm going to eventually end up producing this document and printing it. So to save on printer toner, I'm going to use our cross redaction. On second thought, I want to apply this full page cross redaction to multiple pages. I will select pages 2 and 4. So we have our full page redaction on page 4, our basically paragraph that we basically want to keep on page 3, full page on page 2, and our redactions on page 1. Lastly, you'll notice that I have overlays into the transparency to QC before production, or I can hide them all together. In the lower left-hand corner, there's a drop-down that right now says Attorney. If I flip it over to Expert, you notice I get a clean slate of the documents. This is a concept in relativity which we refer to as markup sets. What this allows us to do is create secure subsets of documents. Our clients are using these subsets in a few different ways. The first is like the example I'm showing you here. So you have attorneys on documents redacting and doing work, but you also have experts coming into the system and you don't want them to interfere with the attorney's work product, or you don't want them to see or interfere with each other's work product. Markup sets are completely securable, and we can make it so when an expert comes into the system, they can be locked down. They will not see the drop-down box with options to choose from. It will just be straight across, so they will have no idea that the functionality exists. This is a way to build and maintain those ethical walls in the systems. In IP litigation, which is often multi-jurisdictional, the document might have to go out a variety of different ways for different jurisdictions. So we can manage this process through different markup sets. So instead of having attorney and expert, our markup sets might be named jurisdiction A, jurisdiction B, jurisdiction C, etc. So there's no limited number of markup sets you can have in the system. Then when you go into produce the records in relativity, you'll just pick what markup set you want to produce from. In the bottom right-hand corner, we also have our markup navigation, which allows us the user to jump from annotation to annotation. The markup navigation feature quickly shows the type of markup, the text box indication, and which markup set annotation resides in, and the page number. Are there any questions to redactions and markup sets before I move on to tagging and coding?